Okay, welcome everyone for today's discussion on, what we are living in a post-COVID world and the WFH culture we are living in, and, all the changes have taken place. So I would like to welcome everyone for a discussion around the same. Today we have with us Sudhir Nair, Managing Director, Commercial Sales, Cisco India and SARC. Welcome, Sudhir.
Hey, hi. Thank you. Thank you for having us. Great to be here.
Yeah. And we also have with us Pankaj Agarwal, Director Collaboration Business, Cisco India and SARC. Welcome, Pankaj.
Thank you, Sunil. Great to be here.
Yeah. So I think with that, we'll jump straight into the questions. So, I mean, it's been a very happening year. I mean, it's been a landmark watershed year, but I think it's been a great year for technology. From the technology point of view, it's been a great year and we have made great technological advances that have helped us cope with COVID. And this will change the decade that is in front of us. And all the technological changes will help us cope in the decade that's to come. So in the future, whenever we face such a problem, we will be now ready this time. So I think with that, I'll just start with you, Sudhir. So, it is said that the way we work and conduct business is changing. So if you could just tell our listeners how exactly is all that happening? If you could just give a primer.
Look, there are so many theories on this, but I will sum it up in one line. Right? We have changed from being precise to being adaptable. I think for the last 30 years, I was always trained that you got to be very precise, expertise in whatever you do, whichever function you're doing. And that certainly is applicable to business and also to IT. I think the first 3 months in COVID showed us that adaptability will and how fast you are able to understand your new customer needs and technology becomes an enabler to get there. And a simple fact, we have 4.5 million IT users in India. All of them are working for most of the software companies. Who would have ever imagined that within a week's period, they will all be working safely and securely from home? And that's called adaptability, right? And so I'll sum it up, Sunil, by saying that we've understood that adaptability to our business, adaptability in our technology, adaptability in our mindset is one of the biggest changes and learnings personally for me, and all the businesses that I speak to are actually talking about that.
Yeah. So I think adaptability is a very good mantra to take forward. So continuing with that, Pankaj, with an increasing number of global workforce working from home, so that is the adaptability and change we are talking about. How are businesses coping with this change?
Sure. So I think organizations have now realized that the future of work is hybrid, where a certain percentage of the people will continue working from home, maybe forever. And there are clear advantages for both organizations as well as employees in this. For organizations, I believe the biggest advantage is the expansion of talent pool. I mean, they can go ahead and recruit housewives who want to be only 4 or 5 hours in a day. They can recruit talent from tier 2 or 3 cities who are not willing to relocate. They can recruit gig workers, etc. And from an employee's perspective, I think they become more productive when they are given the freedom to choose where they want to work from, depending upon the nature of their work. So for example, if they want to do a lot of heads down work, they might prefer to work from home or even a co-working place close to their house because they're not spending time in travel and the disturbances are avoided. Whereas if they want a lot of team engagement, they want to join some training sessions, etc., they can decide to go to work. Now, according to a recent survey, 58% of the employees expect to work at least 8 days in a month. And 97% of respondents, which is almost all the respondents, said that they expect their organizations to make significant changes to the work environment for them to feel safer and also for them to be productive. So specifically addressing your question, I believe organizations will need to make changes related to empowering secure remote work and enabling safe return to work. Now, around enabling secure remote work, there are a few considerations that organizations have. First of all, when we are working from homes, a lot of us do not have exclusive rooms which can be used as offices. We are sharing rooms. So organizations are looking for video conferencing solutions which provide artificial intelligence-based voice cancellation, virtual backgrounds, background blurs, etc. Also, when we are working from home, we are sharing the bandwidth with our spouses, with our kids, with people who are streaming Netflix. So solutions which work on low bandwidth are important. Again, when you're working from home, you're spending the entire day in front of your laptop. There is a lot of fatigue. So personal video conferencing devices really help. Similarly, around the safe return to work, organizations have considerations like hot desking solutions. How do they enable that? Touchless devices to ensure that employees are feeling safe, and solutions which ensure adherence to social distancing and sanitization norms. By the way, WebEx can enable all of these, although it might come as a surprise to you. So in summary, I would say that organizations are banking on technology to help them cope with all of these changes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was an interesting statistic. The percentages in the 90s of employees who expect. So I think the change has already taken place. So that was from a point
Sunil, I
of
just have a
yeah,
comment
sure.
before
Please
we go
add.
to the next
Please add.
next
Sure.
question. Look, just as Pankaj said, I'll give you some Cisco numbers. We have 16,000 of our employees here, and out of which 15,000 plus are in our India Engineering Center in Bangalore. So we always thought that we had 15,000 people in Bangalore. 3 months into the whole lockdown, we realized that they already have working from 132 towns. Let me repeat, 132 towns. From Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, they all gone to the native town. So suddenly, I mean, that tells the point that Pankaj was saying that you can actually now find talent based out of every city. It need not be only in metros, and that opens up a whole new area for most of the big IT companies.
So in one way, you could say Cisco has 132 cities. It has offices in 132 cities, practically.
Yeah, the way my CIO puts it, that he's catering to 16,000 offices, which are each person is an office now. That's we have, and they happen to spread over 132 towns.
Okay, so we'll stick with you, Sudhir, and since you have brought in the CIO, now for a CIO, what are the new challenges in the WFH scheme of things?
I think completely differently, right? Their landscape has completely changed. I always used to say that let me start with a big positive note. I always used to say that IT is an enabler. Now IT is a differentiator in most of the places. Where else we would have imagined that 4.5 million people can work seamlessly from home within a period of 1 week's time. And I don't know, Sunil, of a single customer of mine whose business was disrupted because of IT. No, IT has been able to actually stand ground very clearly. Right? So that's the level of impact that the IT has been making. I hear a couple of priority areas from the various few hundred CXOs that I have spoken to. I think first and foremost is they use this time to get their data strategy right. See, you can't do anything if your data is not right because it will be junk in and junk out. This forced every single company to use the right CRM, to use the right ERP, and get sure that the data integrity got right. Once data got right, I think what we've seen is an explosion of application usage across various users, and hence the data center space, whether it is on cloud, whether it is hybrid, whether it is on private cloud, we've seen a huge explosion of that really happening. I think third thing, everybody has started focusing on first the experience, the focus was on giving a very good digital experience to your customers. That need has now converted into digital decision making. Can you use the digital technologies that you have to take an intelligent decision? That's where your AI and everything comes into the picture. And another two areas which are absolutely loud and clear is collaboration. As we were speaking today, we are all sitting in our homes and still doing this interview. When we would have imagined that we will be doing that. I have customers who have done their board meetings for the first time. I've done press conferences in other countries that I support from there. So collaboration is absolutely the key. And fifth and final one, all of this will fail if we don't have the right security solutions. So the endpoint security has become so paramount importance, and everything that we use right across. So those are the 4-5 big transformation areas. And lastly, I'll sum it up by saying the way our CEO Chuck said that earlier he used to tell the engineers to build scalable technology, and now the word scalable has become hyper scalable. That look, everything should be able to scale anywhere to anywhere, and that's how the mindset is really changing.
Like, how can a business ensure optimum productivity from its workforce while ensuring data security?
Yeah. So I will look at Pankaj to also help in into this, but every single organization or customer we are speaking to is finding new tools to make sure that the productivity of their employees can be tracked, and most importantly, any possible of leakage of any data. For example, there are technologies available today that if an agent is working from home, he or she is not allowed to carry any phone around that, so that they cannot not take a click of a picture. And if that is likely to happen, the administrator will get a warning. So even people are thinking of that level, that the normal thing that in the office used to do by supervision, can there be a technical supervision which can be done without affecting the productivity of the team? And as Pankaj spoke about, a number of features in the collaboration software is reduction of noise, because the biggest, I mean, we got across a survey where they said is that for all the people who are working in support functions, the biggest hurdle or productivity loss is because of the noise, and they not everybody has big homes. They need to adjust, share rooms. So we actually just acquired a company by which we can probably suppress the unwanted noise by almost 99%, if not 100%. And I'll request Pankaj to add more on that front.
Yeah. So that, of course, is a great productivity enhancer. There are, of course, multiple other things that we are constantly adding in WebEx to ensure that the users are able to increase their productivity. I could give you a couple of examples, and a lot of those are driven by artificial intelligence. So one is something that we call as WebEx Assistant. So essentially, all of us attend a large number of meetings. But the key challenge many times is the follow through which happens on the ideas which come from the meetings. A lot of times that gets forgotten simply because either people didn't take notes or the meeting minutes were not sent to people, etc. We now have a solution which is an AI powered assistant who can be part of the meeting and could take notes, could actually pick up highlights either by itself based on what it assesses, or you could call out using your voice that this is the highlight. It could actually even have action items. So, you could ask it to set up a follow-up meeting between all of you next Wednesday, 5 o'clock or so on. So all of those things can be done. This is just one example of how we are using artificial intelligence to drive productivity.
How has Cisco WebEx changed over the last few months in this, time of rapid change?
We are adding more than 50 innovations that fall into three broad areas: seamless collaboration, smart hybrid work experiences, and intelligent customer experiences. We have expanded our partner ecosystem. We are bringing in new integrations with industry leaders like Salesforce, Box, Dropbox, Workplace from Facebook, ServiceNow, etc., so that organizations can work seamlessly using these applications as well as WebEx. Again, I spoke about how our devices are favored by people to reduce fatigue in long-term work scenarios. We have introduced 3 devices at the entry level to make it affordable for everyone. And we are delivering intelligent customer experiences through AI-powered super agents through our contact center solutions to enable our customers to delight their customers. So through all of this, we continue our efforts to make the WebEx experience 10x better than in-person interactions.
That is bringing about a big change in the way we are operating. So how is modern day collaboration changing the face of this business?
So a lot of things which are AI powered seem very, very futuristic, already changing the face of business. And at WebEx, we believe that opportunity is unevenly distributed throughout the world, but human potential is not. And when WebEx drives inclusiveness through remote collaboration, we allow these opportunities to reach every single individual, and that's part of our vision.
So I think we've had a very engaging and crossing and informative discussion. We have covered a wide variety of topics. So maybe I should just ask for maybe like parting shot, final words. Either it could be advice or observation before we wind up from both of you.
Say only one thing: to all the technology that we discussed and all the innovations that we've seen in the last 9 months, the general trend now is that on the average, IT leaders are thinking about maximum 50% of the teams in their office at any point of time, which used to be 70-80%. So that is the type of innovation which has gone through. Mindsets have changed that look, we can actually do remote collaboration. We don't have to be in the front. I do 90% of my business meetings with clients, with new clients, everything on collaboration tools like WebEx, and it works. So the mindset has completely changed, and I think innovation is going to just be going up crazily now. And my own assessment is that if last 9 months we've seen innovation, we will see a better innovation in the next 6 months. When people think about return to office, they will innovate, and reduce cost in some areas and invest back into more things which can help them to collaborate, more can help them to actually increase the productivity, and more importantly, digital decision making. That's really where we're heading towards.
Pankaj?
I will say that we believe hybrid work is here to stay, and we will continue working on our vision of making remote meetings 10x better than face-to-face meetings in order to drive this remote work environment.
Yeah, so I think on that positive note, Pankaj, you said hybrid is here to stay, and Sudhir, you said that the next 6 months are going to be even more innovative. So all in all, it sounds very exciting. So Sudhir and Pankaj, thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure.
Thank you very much, Sunil. Have a good day.